Up next, we're going to break it up with a little music. We have two songs from one of the biggest contributors to making this weekend, 3 days possible, Libbe, HaLevy, from Nuclear Podcast. She has a radio show that you can hear called Nuclear Podcast. She's helped us out a lot with media work and organizing the media packets for the congressional briefing today. She really put a heck of a lot of work into these 3 days, so she's going to sing us a couple songs.
Is this one going? Yeah, it is. Okay, so it's Libbe, HaLevy, and most of you know me from either Nuclear Hot Seat or my work with Cam. Thank you. But I have lived many past lives, all of them inside this body, and one of them included more than 30 years professionally in theater, where among other things I wrote plays and musicals that won awards and got optioned and never quite went as far as I wanted them to. What I'd like to share with you now is a song. Is Patrick here, by the way, to do our tech? Because if he's not here, I've got a problem. Is Patrick here to take care of our tech? I can vamp. Could you get him? I don't want to do the acapella one first. One of the things that I like to do is take an alternative perspective on whatever's happening in the world and somehow twist it into a different form. I think that using music, using theater, using live entertainment is a great way to get beyond people's sticking points about considering aspects of the issue and get them to really start considering things that they haven't been considering before. So I've done things like written a musical called Armageddon, the Living End, which is a positive look at the end of the world. Actually, that was the show that I was working on when I went to the environment that I will be singing about in the song that will happen as soon as Patrick comes here and we can do our tech. And what I found is that by using satire, by using humor, by using rhyme, it's an effective way to communicate to people who normally would not want to do that, would not want to hear. So what I'm about to share with you is based on a true story. So imagine, if you will, it's Weimar Republic, Germany. We're all together in a dark and smoky cabaret. A woman walks out on stage. She is Marlene Dietrich, or a very good impersonator. She's very world-weary. And she sings. Only 1 mile from 3 Mile Island, I had me a terrible date. It messed up my car, it was almost a bomb, and the name of that bastard was fate. Oh, a girlfriend from Boston had moved and got lost in that small townish mania of South Pennsylvania. I need a vacation, some crazed recreation. I called, she said yes, how could anyone guess that in 5 days we know what came to us? When a nuclear power plant belched and got gas, xenon gas. Mile from 3 Mile Island, I had me a terrible date. It messed up my car, it's almost a bomb, and the name of that bastard was fate. Oh, the day fate intruded, I hung out quite looted, till hunger's a bore made me run to the store. There's a clerk told some stranger that there was no danger. There are no effects, say much worse than an X-ray. When I asked what she spoke about that day, she said nuclear plant about 1 mile that day. It messed up my car, it was almost a bomb, and the name of that bastard was fate. Well, quite unlike Nero, I stood at ground zero, appalled in the terror of nuclear error. I stared in the mirror as madness drew nearer. This wasn't pretending the future was ending. I looked at my face without surprise. Just sadness to see the world's end in my eyes. Join me, only 1 mile from 3 Mile Island. I had me a terrible date. It messed up my calm, 'twas almost a bomb, and the name of that bastard was fate. Oh, we left my vacation in evacuation and drove to a farm where the world did no harm. At the news on the telly, my knees turned to jelly, 'cause I learned from TV what had happened to me. Now while the government tells me I'm all right, yeah, sure, what do I tell my former sons late every night? Only 1 mile from 3 Island. I had me a terrible day, come join me. It messed up my calm, 'twas almost a bomb, and the name of that bastard, everybody sing! Only 1 mile from 3 Island. I had me bleaching of the most. It messed up my calm, 'twas almost a bomb, and the name of that bastard was fate. It was fate! It was fate! Except the part about the Quaaludes, I just needed the rhyme. But I was 1 mile from 3 Mile Island when the accident happened, visiting a friend who had moved there just 3 months before. Her husband was an airplane mechanic at Harrisburg Airport. He'd gotten a job and they moved down there, and I went to visit, and what can I say, bad timing. I also live only 30 miles away from Santa Susana Field Land, so I just have got this radar when it comes to nuclear accidents. But in any event, first day we ignored it. They didn't have a TV set. We thought it was just media hype. Second day I played the game of freelance reporter, and I went walking around in the Pennsylvania sunshine in spring, breathing deeply all the way while I did interviews and wrote an article for LA Weekly. And then the third day was when the bullhorns went down the street and let us know that it was a lot worse than anybody had let us know before that. And we did evacuate 150 miles away to a friend's farm, which was the first time I watched TV about this. It was the Walter Cronkite special, where he was really angry, the angriest I had seen him since the Democratic National Convention. And that night, needless to say, it was not a good night of sleep for me. I was a stranger in a strange land. I did not know why I was there. I did not know what had been done to my body. I'd actually brought to Pennsylvania with me a musical that I was working on, the aforesaid satire that song ended up being placed into. But I was suddenly living in political satire, and it wasn't very funny. And I didn't know what I was going to do, so I had this bad night of sleep. And in the morning, I had a remarkable experience that I woke up with a song in my head, both music and lyrics, and I don't usually do music. And it kind of just fell out in a solid piece. And I've always considered this song something that was the emergency cry from the other side for what was actually happening. I do know that I held on to this song throughout the entire time after that, where it was post-traumatic stress and all kinds of problems. It was a song that changed the direction of my life. And I'm going to share it with you now in the form that it came to me, which was a cappella. And in theatrical terminology, I knew immediately as I wrote this out that it was a father's song to his children. You come to me for answers, you think I know it all, but the old man on your mountains had a fall. The guru's out of business, the font of wisdom's dry, and your dad is just a man who'd like to cry. I'm not a Superman, I'm not a giant. Don't like to pick a fight that makes me too defiant. And when I speak, you think I'm weak, like all my winning days are through. Please forgive me, I'm scared too. I can't be Peter Pan, I've got no magic. My life is ordinary, Tom, Dick, Harry, tragic. And I'm not strong, is that so wrong? I long to be much more, I do. But there's limits on me, I'm scared too. When I was young, I thought my life would be adventure, pure and rare. I'd conquer every evil enemy and live without a care. But when you age, you lose your rage and learn to live within your role. The kids and wife become your life, and peace is suddenly your goal. Don't turn away from me, don't wish me bolder. Don't hate the way I am because I've gotten older. I'm not some god, I'm just your father. And the one thing I can do is tell the truth. And so I tell you,